He's Bill Ryder, and he's Ryder than you.
The program writer.
Weekend, stay tuned for BT and Sal coming up next, and Evan and Tiki at 2 p.m.
All righty, we'll see you Monday morning, everybody. As always, New York.
Women generally have smaller hands, and you would rather have a smaller hand woman give you a prostate check than a man with, like, Johnny Bench hands.
Oh! Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
And this Rutgers report is brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official health care provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. The Rutgers football team coming off a win over Maryland, followed by their bye week. Tomorrow they hit the road to play the number one team in the country, the Ohio State Buckeyes in Columbus. Kickoff set for noon right here on the Fan with Chris Carlin and Mike Teal. The men's basketball team is 4-0. Tonight they close out their fifth straight home game to open the year facing Central Connecticut State. On Tuesday, they beat American. Head coach Steve Peichel says good night, but need to keep getting better.
Pleased with the win. The crowd got into it. We out-rebounded them and played a really good second half. Shot 61% for the second half. But you got to play 40 minutes. We're heading to that world.
And tonight's game is on WFAN 660 AM at 6:30. The team then heads to Las Vegas to participate in the Players Era Tournament. They are slated to take on Tennessee on Monday, Notre Dame on Tuesday, and the number 14 Rutgers wrestling team will compete at the Keystone Classic Sunday at the Palestra in Philadelphia. It's 48 in Central Park. That's the Rutgers Report. I'm Jerry Recco on Sports Radio 101.9 FM, The Fan.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Plenty of baseball to get to today, BT, on this Football Friday, but we begin with the return of young Jaxson Dart, and all eyes are going to be on him, and not just seeing the results of the game. Obviously, at this point, the results really don't matter as far as it pertains to the Giants and the win-loss column here, but all about Jaxson Dart and how he looks in a different offense, or at least with a different head coach, a different play caller here with Mike Kafka taking over for Brian Dable. And I would expect to see a big difference, not just because of all the rumors and rumblings or the reports about how Dart needs to protect himself, but also because you saw Kafka last week in his first week as head coach put more of an effort on running the football with his running backs. I don't think that that's going to change even with Jaxson Dart back.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this goes. Listen, I think this is Mike Kafka's best opportunity to distinguish himself as a really, truly viable head coaching candidate for the Giants. If you can come out and listen, one thing the Giants have done very well with Dart, they've come out, they've scored touchdowns their opening drive. I mean, I think it was 4, maybe 5 games or at least 4. So if you can still maintain that offensive flow and Dart looks like the real deal, but you're not throwing him in harm's way like Dable did. And to be fair, like Dart did as well. Dart did that some on his own, and obviously some of those designed runs were called. So I'm very curious how the Giants offense looks. I'm very curious if they deploy him differently. That's really the big story moving forward, how they use Dart.
And also how Dart tries to protect himself. He's got to understand that, look, no matter how many runs are called for Jaxson Dart, and even if I think there are going to be fewer runs called for him, there are going to be some designed run plays, even if it's not just specifically him, the read option, whatever it may be. And in addition to that, there are going to be scrambles. That's the nature of the beast. We saw last night quite a bit with Josh Allen, so it happens. And then there's a big injury scare. That's always going to be a thing. So then how is Dart going to learn to protect himself? This is evaluation of what this quarterback can be. Everybody's just anointing Jaxson Dart the next great thing, and I understand why that's the case. A big part of his ability here or potential is going to be his availability. He's got to be able to stay healthy moving forward, so he's got to learn himself. It could be on the play calling. It could be on the offense as a whole. How many design runs are they going to have for him, the read option, whatever it may be. He also needs to learn that he's got to be able to be out there week in, week out for his football team by protecting himself as well. So those are the big things to watch this week. Forget about whether the Giants could beat the Lions or not, because they can't beat the Lions. But how Kafka is going to be calling the plays and how Dart is going to continue to evolve here and maybe give Giant fans more confidence that he can keep himself healthy and be the guy long term.
Yeah, well, Sal, think about this. When we talked about when he was initially concussed and we knew he wouldn't play last game, right? We talked about the differences that the different types of runs that we've seen him make. Now, there is, You know who you drafted, so you're not going to make him a totally different player. You've got to reel him in, and he's got to reel himself in. That's basic stuff. We know that. But like if you run up the middle, 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, move the sticks, goal line, that's fine. If you do a design run off left tackle to get 7, 8, 9 yards when you got safeties coming down and in the box and linebackers flying at you, that's just idiotic because that's going to put him in a blue tent for good.
What about the read option? Because I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that to an extent. But go ahead.
Well, the larger point was, and we talked about this with Phil Simms or Baldy, when you're trying to win football games, and you and I had this conversation on our own, when you're trying to win football games, you're obviously going to do whatever you can to win games, and Jaxson Dart running was the best chance the Giants had. Now they're at a point where the wins don't matter. So I don't see any good at all in having, like, people will call him like, oh, don't let him play. No, he's got to play. He's a quarterback. I mean, that's what we do here. This is sports. Of course, he's a quarterback for a reason. You want him to play. You don't want him to sit there on the bench. However, you don't need to have design runs specific to him. You could have a read option, which is fine, but I would not have just all right, Dart, you're taking it here on 3rd and 2 because we need you to get the first down. For what? I know they're going to try to win the game, but winning the game is secondary to me. What should be the priority is developing your young quarterback, not even keeping him safe, developing him the right way. That is the priority the remainder of the season. For Kafka, it's not only developing Dart, it's also showing himself and what he could do with Dart or potentially elsewhere as a head coach. So he's showing what he could do while also protecting the franchise quarterback, and he has to show that he can protect himself. I don't see any point in having even one design run because you're not trying to win this football game. Well, that should not be the priority winning this football game.
Well, let me ask you this. Think about all the noise around the Giants. Even some of it was a little stupid with the Scadaboo stuff at wrestling, but, and obviously Abdul Carter. And we've had a conversation about Joe Shane for well over a year now, his job status. Let's just say the Giants building is not incredibly healthy, and it has not been healthy for a while. Do you think, I hope so, but I don't have great confidence that it was, but I hope, do you think it was communicated by Shane or by Mara, somebody like that, to Kafka? It's not about wins. We want to see, how you can be as the CEO, as the leader, how
Probably
you work
not.
with Dart. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. A good organization, and if they've done this, then my bad. I'm not just trying to take gratuitous shots at the Giants. Trust me, they've earned the shrapnel. We don't need to pile on where it's not necessary. But like a healthy, forward-thinking, dialed-in, cohesive organization would call them in, say, listen, Mike, we know what you're probably thinking. If you can win some games here, you're going to have a better... just talk like a human being. The more games you win, talking about Kafka, the better chance he's got to go back and be the head coach of the Giants moving forward. But it should not be at the expense of Jaxson Dart. Was that communicated to him? I would think that common sense would prevail in his mind, but I don't think that the Giants actually said that to him, and they should.
But it's a great question. I don't think Kafka would be reckless here, just trying to showcase himself. And it shouldn't be about wins or losses. Nobody expects the Giants to beat the Lions here. And even if they did, okay, whoop-de-doo. They still stink. Like, I'm not looking at him saying, whoa, Kafka's going to be some genius because they beat the Lions. Nobody expects him to win this game. What I think is more important is Kafka showing that he can protect Jaxson Dart and developing him over the final 6 games here, whatever it is left, 7 weeks of the season, to develop him, keep him healthy, and show that you can handle him, not just running him into the ground and try to get cheap yardage or cheap wins or trying to keep yourself in the game in a cheap manner just by running him into the ground. That can't happen, and I don't think it will with Kafka. I think Kafka will prevail. Remember, Dable was in a little bit of a different situation. Also, when Dable was here, the season still was kind of up for grabs. We know it wasn't trending the right way, but the wins, losses did matter. Now that's definitively over, so there would be no reason at all to run Jaxson Dart into the ground.
It's a good point. I mean, think about this too. I mean, one of the main conversation points on this station, which to me is just it's really a reflection of how weak we've gotten as a I'll keep it a sports, as a sporting society. Now, you and I don't subscribe to this. I've heard a lot of calls where people don't want him to play, and this is something that you just referenced here. And then think about what you and I talked about yesterday with the NBA. And if you guys missed that, free Odyssey app, the season, it's too long, the maintenance days, and that conversation. And then also, Sal, think about how we've gotten to a point in baseball, third time through the order, 80 pitches, 90 pitches, 100 pitches, God forbid the pitchers go too hard. Or too long. We are at a point now. I don't know what percentage, but I would have to guess based on what I've heard on the station to this show and others and social media, there's probably a 25 to 30, maybe more percentage of Giant fans who don't even want Jaxson Dart to play.
Yeah, see, to me,
the hell's wrong with people?
To me, it's insane. Well, we had a caller call up yesterday talking about it. I've heard some of it on the morning show driving in. Come on, what are we doing here? And it's not just Dart. You're right. This happens in other situations. Well, just rest him or don't pitch him or what are we doing? That's what I'm saying. It's got to be about the competition here. You want to see your quarterback, forget about just this week and the win-loss result. You want to see him compete. You want to see what he's made of. How do you think he's going to get better? He's not going to get better by sitting on the bench. So you want to keep him in bubble wrap, have him on the bench, not play this weekend against Detroit, and what? Not have him play the remainder of the season and just have him go into training camp next year, fresh to start a year with a different head coach. That doesn't make any sense. He's got to play. By the way, if he weren't playing this game, I'm being honest with you, I had a hard time getting into the game last week, watching Jameis Winston and the Giants take on the Packers.
It was tough.
In a game that meant absolutely nothing as it pertains to the Giants. It meant nothing. And if you don't have Jaxson Dart, what am I watching? This game doesn't mean anything, but at least we get to see Jaxson Dart and how Kafka is going to handle him and how Dart himself is going to take care of himself, try to protect himself. The idea that you wouldn't play him if he's healthy, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I can't relate to that mindset. I just don't get it. I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of Giant fans. Like if my Jets, we'll do a little Jets later, not much, but if my Jets, maybe that was all the Jets that will do. I'm
actually more intrigued by them. Dart is the big draw in New York football right now. We get that. But at least you could watch the Jets and you could say they're building something.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if Glenn can continue to build something. Can they be competitive against a team who we expect to kick their ass? Can they be competitive in that football game? With the Giants, it's not really that. It's just kind of really with the Giants right now, it's just getting through the rest of the season, evaluating everything that happens with ownership and front office and all those different things, just trying to play out the string.
And I think we all do. We all want to see how Abdul Carter responds to this little tumultuous, if we could use that word, period, as a rookie. And hopefully he plows through. And I know Kafka said he's been busting tail in practice and he's ready. And we'll see.
Yeah.
I know. He just said that. We'll see. The results will actually be the results, good or bad. And I've got more of a good feeling that he'll come out right than wrong for Abdul Carter. But my point is, if the Jets, and whenever they have their franchise quarterback this year, next year, 2 years, whatever it is, like I will never be in a situation with 7 or 8 games to go. I don't care if they have no wins, sitting here saying, no, let's just put him in bubble wrap and get him to next season. That's just the height of softness. I don't like that. I don't agree with that. However, there's a fine line, all right, and recklessness, and that's what we're trying to delineate it and separate from. Like having, and I don't think they'll do this, having him throw, 46 times. If the Giants had an O-line which was as bad as it used to be, it's actually gotten a little bit better, as we know. Talked to Baldy about that. The numbers support that, especially in the run game. Like there's a way where you can be like, all right, we're just putting this guy out there where he's going to get railroaded and, God forbid, really broken. I think that, as you say, this is your set, you could thread the needle and you could still work on his development. You can keep him safe. You can have the Giants develop this run identity, and you can see what Kafka has. And if we don't see that, well, then they're even more lost than I think that they are. But I for whatever reason, it's more of a gut. I feel like the Giants' plan this weekend, how they use Dart, will be on point. I don't know why, but I've got some confidence there.
Me too. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Patrick is in Melville starting us off. What's up, Patrick?
Patty.
Hey, guys. How you doing? So, with the Giants, with Jaxson Dart, is he still a rookie? So
what?
He has to play?
I'm sorry. Your phone was breaking up there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe he just has to play because he's a rookie. But I will say one thing I kind of take back about these guys. There's no such thing as a game that means absolutely nothing. These guys are on audition all the time when they're actually on the field. So every game means something.
Yeah, we know that, Pat.
So.
No, Pat, of course. It's their resume. We know. We're just saying, in terms of the playoffs or...
Yeah, I'm talking
that's
about
all we're saying.
Whether the Giants win or lose on Sunday is irrelevant.
Yes.
It's not irrelevant how hard guys play and certainly not how Jaxson Dart develops. That's watching Abdul Carter, big thing. Watching Jaxson Dart develop, that's the biggest thing with the Giants the rest of the way, whether they win or not.
No, I understand. But what I'm trying to say is that, so... We obviously want the Giants to just. I want to win. I want them to beat the Lions because I think that they're there. That's the great thing about this team. I think they're there. I just think Actually, I don't think Kafka's got a shot to be a coach. And like I said, I think if we bring in a real coach, I think we're going to probably have the same effect that Vrabel had in New England, because we just need a coach.
When you say they're there, where is there exactly with the Giants?
I think that they actually have the personnel. I just think they need a couple of tweaks. I just think that if they were coached better, especially on the defensive line, and let those guys really play their natural positions and really get after the quarterbacks, I think you're going to see a big turnaround. I just don't think Kafka's the coach for it, But I think they got good personnel. I think that they're nowhere near the drudgery that every season I used to come in saying, "Oh, we got no shot." I actually feel next season with the right amount of draft picks and stuff, I think we actually do have a shot to start.
Well, but Patrick, I don't even know that you're totally wrong, and thanks for the call there, buddy. But I think a lot of fan bases can say that right now. Maybe with the exception of Tennessee and maybe the Jets, maybe one other team. I mean, the Giants aren't devoid of talent. I don't think that anybody. That's part of the reason why Dable got fired, and we're on the record. We would move on from Shane because we expected more. Not necessarily 10 or 11 wins, but like the defense was supposed to be better. Listen, the Giants are a safety, a corner, a linebacker, and another good receiver away. Now, that's a lot, but if you get two of those things, maybe three of the four, the Giants could be very competitive next year. I don't dispute that. They beat some good teams this year.
They're 2-9.
Yeah, but think what they could have been.
He's saying they're there. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, you can look at all the teams and say the same thing. I understand that. The coaching wasn't great. Yeah, they could have had a couple more wins. They should have had a couple more wins. At the end of it, this is not a one-off where it's like, man, what the hell happened? Last year they won 9 games. This year they were close, but they fell down. There's literally one team in the entire NFL that is beneath the Giants in the standings. One team. Yeah. So I don't want to, they're there. I think we're right there. You're right there. Surrounded by the Titans, the Saints who beat you, the Browns, the Jets, the Raiders. Yeah, you're right there.
Right there, huh?
You're right there.
Yeah, but hold on now. I'm kind of with you, but I also hear what he's saying in the respect that the Patriots were also right there, and now look where they are. Now, is Dart going to be May? Is whomever they hire going to be Vrabel? And there's also pieces of the Patriots roster that we kind of gloss over, like non-receiver, non-sexy positions.
Top corner,
He is absolutely one of the best corners. Him, Surtain, he's one of the 2 or 3 best corners in football. So, it's not necessarily apples to apples, but whether it's the Giants, the Commanders 2 years ago.
Yeah, the NFL is like that.
You could take a leap. It's not out of the question.
They're going to have a softer schedule. Look at the Patriots' schedule. That's a big reason why they've had the success that they've had. I'm not trying to knock it, but that is a talking point here. It's why weeks ago people were looking at it and saying, man, this team might be the top seed because they have a soft schedule. That is how it's supposed to be, to have competitive balance. Next year, for the teams that are at the bottom of the barrel, should get better. And the Giants don't have, here's where I'll meet you and the caller. I don't believe, and I've said this all season long, I don't believe that they have 2-9 talent. Now, I don't think their talent is good, but it's not 2-9 bad. They should be much better than the Titans or the Saints, and they're not for a multitude of reasons.
Okay, well, think about this. I agree. They're not 2-9 bad, even though they literally are 2-9.
I mean, talent-wise.
Yeah.
They are 2-9 bad. That makes it even worse that they have talent that should be better than 2-9.
And that's why people need to be shown the door, because that's separate from the talent. So, but let's put them at 4-7. What Patrick really is saying.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
With the addition of, and now you've got to get them, and that's proven elusive in certain spots over the last couple of years for the Giants, particularly with Joe Shane making those decisions. But if we view them more as a 4-ish win team now, they're going to be 1 or 2 of those bad teams on the back end of the schedule, maybe finish 5, maybe finish with 4 wins or 5 wins. And if they should have been a 6 or a 7 win team with the right moves and growth and blah, 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 better coaching, it's not completely implausible to make a jump to the 9-ish win and be in the mix in late December. I would agree with that.
Especially when you have the quarterback, when you have Neighbors and Scadaboo coming back.
Definitely.
Understood. But also look at the league. You could say that about half the league. You think the Dolphins are any good? Like, the Dolphins have been, we talked about how
I don't think that. I don't think they have a lot of, they don't have heart.
Mike McDaniel was supposed to be fired before Brian Dable.
Nah, they fixed it.
Okay.
They fixed it.
Well, they fixed it.
They confused me. I'll be honest. Miami,
I know,
they've confused me.
But it's not just them. They're one team that I picked out because everybody's like, Miami sucks. Going to be one of the worst teams in the league. Head coach should be fired. He was the one that was on the hot seat before anybody else. They're 4-7. So do we look at Miami and say, you know what? Next year, I don't know if they get things right.
No, you know why? Because of Tua. Nobody. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. I don't believe in Tua the way I believe in Dart.
But Tua's much more accomplished than Dart.
Well, of course he is.
Yeah.
No, there's no question. I'm not saying he's terrible, but Tua's at the point where he's starting to make real money, where Jaxson Dart's on that first contract. But so there's different circumstances, salary cap, etc.
My point is that the league, Minnesota 4-6. Everybody's ripping McCarthy, but you look at the Vikings and they're 4-6. Okay, they're right there. The Cardinals are 3-7. Like Atlanta 3-7. Those teams arguably could be better next year as well.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But so you could say that about everybody, but yet here we are with the Giants, and they're not even at the 4-7
Yeah,
mark.
we're saying they feel like a 4-win team, but they're not. They're a 2-win team.
That's what makes it to me.
Well, here's the other thing, too, and this is what's kind of unfair, and I don't know if defend is the right word, but, you said before, softer schedule. Well, based on that logic, the Giants should have had a softer schedule this year. Because they stunk last year.
Their schedule was brutal this year.
Oh, God, this schedule was... I don't want to say unfair because it's a big boy league, but this schedule is as tough as it gets.
Sports Talk on WFAN, presented by Paramount Plus. Can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We'll come back with more of your calls. We got plenty of baseball nuggets to get to. Cashman spoke yesterday. Adam Ottavino ripped the Mets a little bit yesterday, so we get into those comments as well. Plenty to do on this Football Friday, BT and Sal.
Yeah, that baseball talk's going to be juicy. Lot to hit. All right, FanDuel Fridays cranking up NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. FanDuel's dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Whether it's a boost, a bonus, a surprise, all designed to bring the Friday energy. It's not just another promo, guys. It's your weekly pregame NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Only on FanDuel, of course, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/BT to grab that reward before the clock expires. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love the app around here. Safe, secure, and when you win, how about this? True, you get paid right away. No wondering where the money is. It's right there. So if you hit something, and it's not that easy to hit this stuff, as we know, but when you hit, you want to see the money right away, you will with FanDuel. Of course, the official sportsbook of the Fan as well. 21 plus, physically present in New York, opt-in required, rewards are non-negotiable, restrictions to apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, max wager amounts, see terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, give them a buzz at 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Jaxson Dart leads the Giants into Detroit to take on the Lions. 1 o'clock Sunday.
Dart's in for the touchdown! Jaxson Dart!
The home of the New York Giants is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Quality is very important here at the North Pole. You see, I check my list once, twice. All done.
Well, Santa, quality's important to us at Nissan, too. We actually test every model thousands of times. There's the frame twist test, shaker test, corrosion test, drive load test, tug-of-war test, towing test, off-roading test, practical strength test, splash test, corrugated road test, chassis dynamics test, water intrusion test, extreme heat test, extreme cold test, rough road test, jump test, curb impact test. And physical parts tests.
Save on J.D. Power's #1 mainstream brand and new vehicle quality at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Rogue Platinum, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
What's happening, everybody? St. John should be lined up for an amazing season, year 3 with Rick Pitino, and I'm absolutely hyped to talk about the Johnnies here on The Fan. Let's go Red Storm. Sullivan Payne is fueling that fire as an official sponsor of the Red Storm, as our presenting sponsor of the Brandon Tierney Johnnies Report, bringing you every clutch moment on WFAN. One of New York's top personal injury firms and general counsel to the New York City Firefighters Union, Sullivan Payne is New York's team fighting for New Yorkers and our city's bravest with the same heart as the Johnnies, led by Coach Rick Pitino. Talk about winning teams on the court and in the courtroom. Listen up on WFAN with Sullivan Payne and check out triallaw1.com. That's triallaw1.com. New York strong, from the court to the community. Remember the name, Sullivan Payne. That's triallaw1.com, triallaw1.com. And remember the name, Sullivan Payne.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, "How did you know?" Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're going to leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. Beach wows, mountain wows, and show-stopping wows. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
It's time for Black Friday, Dell Technologies' biggest sale of the year. Enjoy huge savings on select PCs like the Dell 16 Plus, featuring Intel Core Ultra processors. And with built-in advanced features, it's the PC that helps you do more, faster. Plus, earn Dell rewards and enjoy many other benefits, like free shipping, price match guarantee, and expert support. They also have huge deals on accessories that pair perfectly with your Dell PC and make perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology and optic. Arrive confidently with the sophisticated styling of Lyric and discover the comfort of this spacious three-row Bistic. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Detail back on the Fan on this Football Friday, 888-808-109, the number to call. There's a lot to get to as far as the baseball stuff goes. Brian Cashman spoke yesterday at his yearly, what is it, a sleepover thing?
Sleeping on a piece of concrete?
Right, to bring awareness to...
Yeah, it's a great thing, actually.
Yeah, it really is. I give him credit for that.
Me too.
As a matter of fact, as I was watching the videos last night on social media, because I totally forgot that it even, I had no idea. And then I had to be thinking, while he's doing this for charity, which is a great thing, and you give him a ton of credit for doing that, there's got to be a part of him that's like, oh, crap, it's here already?
Yeah, I can,
tonight I got to sleep out.
It was me, like with Boomer's bike tour. I couldn't wait to help him out. Cystic fibrosis, phenomenal, and what Boomer's done, massive respect, and and we did it with Hoff and some others jumped in. But like for the couple of months leading up to, I'm like, I can't wait. Then the morning of, I'm like, oh god,
right? Every year,
gotta do how many miles today?
I know he loves doing it. It's great for charity, but he's got to dread the idea of sleeping outside for one night.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But here's my question. So, it's a very dangerous world. Like, are there police officers?
I'm sure
around?
there's got to be
is there some security? I mean,
there's like a whole. You didn't see pictures at all.
I just saw a picture of him sleeping in his little night.
No, it looks like
sleeping bag.
It looks pretty nice and like I don't want to say vacant, but it's like a nice area where they have people plan. It's a planned out promotion.
It is. Well, here's one more question. So, as we know and as we've alluded to here on occasion. As you get older, sometimes you got to get up, go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
What does Cash do if he's got to get up and go to the bathroom?
I mean, is he sleeping like outside of maybe an apartment that he has or something? You could just go in the apartment and use the restroom? Or
do a little Gatorade bottle? What are we doing? You roughing it?
The other question I would have is, and this is legit, I really don't know, does he sleep through the night or is it just one of those, like, for a couple hours he'll be out there and do it?
Like a symbolic, like, all right, 2 hours, we sold. I know that's a good question.
Maybe 2 a.m. comes around, he's like, all right, I've had enough.
I think he's digging in, and I think listen, as much as, we've got after Cash a little bit, he's a scrapper, man. I don't think he taps out. I think I think the rooster wakes up. I think that's when Cashman says, all right, time to go.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808.
By the way,
The guy never sleeps, probably. This is probably when he gets the most sleep. You got to think about the job that he does. He never has an opportunity. I know the media has access for an hour, and that's it. But I think he sleeps through the whole night. By the way,
I'd like to make a joke like he sleep through the deadline, but he really didn't.
No,
he was aggressive.
The non-tender deadline, maybe.
Right.
But by the way, you're talking about the bike tour as being, not as difficult as this or whatever it is. Like, the bike tour, you actually had to train. Like, you just have to close your eyes and go to sleep.
I know, but that was the problem. I didn't train. You know that.
Yes.
I'll tell you, this guy was surprisingly nimble on that bike.
I was very, yes.
Did
very
really
athletic.
well. He did. I'm not just saying that.
Hoff and nimble?
Dude, I was stopping more than him. I don't bike ride.
Dude,
it's 40 miles,
picked
bro.
the worst place to stop the bike. We
Where?
go up this huge hill up the 59th Street Bridge, and he goes, "Hey, guys, I got to take a break." I go, "Do you see where we are right now?"
Why wouldn't you just keep going and leave him behind? I don't understand.
Well, because his brother-in-law was there.
Because we were like a team, so we're trying to be together.
Yeah, we raised money. And here's the thing, though. How does my compliment of you turn into a diss of me?
Because I was just, listen.
That's a great
you
point.
You finished the whole thing, which is great, but you picked a bad time to stop. You almost killed me.
I'm glad we weren't together at that point because it sounds like something I would not want to really do.
I got to tell you, man, like, again, when I woke up lamenting it, getting home from Staten Island, not easy, lamenting it. It was one of the more rewarding things that I've done recently. Like the
why don't you sign up again?
No, I'm good. One and done.
Yeah.
I'm like Zion Williamson. I'm in and I'm out.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Scott is in Toms River, New Jersey. What's up, Scott?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
You got it, Scotty.
So, question for you is, do you see a scenario here? I agree with the last caller. I don't think Kafka's going to get the head job unless he just does something completely astronomically effective, whether it's winning games or developing Dart. But in the event he doesn't, can he do enough now where whoever they bring in sees the value in keeping him on as OC, keeping Shane Tierney on as quarterback coach? And if so, does Kafka do that? After being passed over to be the head coach. What do you think?
It's a really good question. Sometimes that's come up, and it's really dumb because it's just not possible. It's just not logical. I think in this situation, it's a little more logical, but I still don't think it would happen. I'll tell you why. Number one, it would depend on who gets the job, and Kafka would want to the person would have to want to retain Mike, and then Mike would want to have to align himself with that coach. Not impossible. Like if it's a McCarthy or a respected guy, doors open a little bit. But the other thing is, Mike Kafka is respected around the NFL. He's had interviews around the NFL. And if Dart stays healthy and they continue to run the ball and he shows some leadership and the Giants offense looks good and he quiets the noise, I think Mike Kafka is going to be back in the interview cycle for other jobs this offseason. So I wouldn't say impossible, but not likely.
I think it's time to move on for both sides. From the Giants' perspective, I'm cleaning everybody out. I would move on from Shane and all the coaches. I don't want to just, Dable's the one guy who couldn't hack it. Let's keep Joe Shane. Let's keep Kafka. And everybody wants Bowen out. Okay, let's fire Bowen, but keep everybody. I would want everybody out. And from Kafka's perspective, if I'm him, put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah.
You're finally getting the opportunity that you've waited for a long time. You're coaching here the final however many games he's going to win. Okay, you're putting your resume on tape as a head coach. If you don't get the job, for whatever reason, and I would understand if he doesn't, if you don't get that job, it's time to move on and go somewhere else. It's just not going to happen here. It's not. Why would you take you've gotten elevated to the interim head coach. Okay, see what you could do. Yeah. If it's not good enough in their eyes and you think you did everything you could and obviously your best shot, you're not really put up in a spot to succeed tremendously here with the way that things are. But if you feel like you've shown them enough of what you could do and they don't want you, I'd look to move on.
Okay, I see it differently. Depending upon who they bring in, whatever, there's variables that I describe, but you got to play chess here. And it can't be like the immediate move, like I'm pissed off that I got looked at.
No, but you don't think he'd get another job?
I don't know.
As an offensive coordinator somewhere else?
No, he probably would. Here's the thing, though. If he believed, let's just say it's McCarthy. If he believes in McCarthy, and now I'm Kafka, I would rather work another year with Dart Okay, even though now I'm back to the OC
Because
role.
you're thinking one more year. And
I
then you
got
could elevate.
Neighbors coming back. Hopefully Cam coming back. I got some draft equity. I got an O-line that's getting better. I've got a real head coach coming in. I got a defensive coordinator, whomever that's going to be.
McCarthy's going to want his own. He's going to want to come in and call the plays, as he should. He's the head coach.
Yep, and if that's the case, then this is a waste of a conversation. I'm saying if Mike has the choice, aligning yourself with a young, talented quarterback is never dumb. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
So
I'm just saying. Understood. I think you got to always be open to everything, but I think he's a guy that has been elevated. He's been sitting as the offensive coordinator for a while, up and down here with the organization. And then you finally get your opportunity. You don't want to go backwards. You want to go forward. So I'm not saying a lateral move wouldn't work for him with a different organization. Say, you know what, maybe with the Giants, just not going to work there. I'm assuming a big part of Kafka was maybe waiting out the Dable situation for this exact opportunity.
I'm sure.
And if you're getting the chance to show it, even more so maybe if he wins down the stretch, then he's got to be like, well, what more do I need to do? I've already won all these games under these circumstances, or I was definitely better than it was before. The team is in better shape now than it was before under the prior head coach. And I've already think he's shown signs that penalizing Abdul Carter. You show disciplining Abdul Carter. You should do that. Dable wasn't doing it. Kafka did it. That's a check in the right box for me. Yep. Running the football more than Dable did. Straight runs. That's a check in the right box for me. So there are already signs that if I'm Kafka, I feel pretty good about myself even through a first couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's why I use distinguish. You know, it's hard to distinguish yourself for a team that's probably not going to win a lot of games the rest of the way. So what you got to do is what Sal just said. You got to check those other boxes that Dable didn't that are going to be appealing to Giants ownership, but also the rest of the NFL. And real fast, the other thing, too, is like going, and I get it, there's ego, there's a lot of things at play here. To go back to the role that you had after being the head coach for 7 games, I'm not saying that that's easy, but if there's not a good job available, like to take a job just to take a job with a quarterback who is either trash or even if you have a high pick and you don't like any of the young quarterbacks coming out, like maybe you don't love Mendoza, maybe you don't love Ty Simpson, maybe you don't love Dante Moore from Oregon, I don't know. That talent evaluation is subjective. So if you can't align yourself with a draft pick that you love or a guy who's already there who you believe in, then it's better to stay here, roll with Dart, and then just kind of throw the resume out there next cycle.
WFAN NFL football powered by Verizon. Get your local Verizon store today. Joe is calling from Weehawken. What's up, Joe?
What's up, guys? First of all, BT, go Johnnies.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I'm the most pessimistic Giants fan there is. I'm a season ticket holder. I'll be the first one to boo them off the field. But don't compare us to the Titans, okay, please. I'm betting against them every week. They lose every game by 10, 20 points, except the last couple of weeks, okay? The Giants have
Except the last couple of weeks. Okay, so it's not every game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true, but they played the Frick Davis Mills the last time, 2 weeks ago, okay? So whatever. And I know what happened last night, but let's get past that for a second, okay? The Giants have lost 4 games by 1 score against superior teams with leads in the fourth quarter, okay? You look at the Chiefs last year, they went 15-2. They won every game by 1 score. This year, they're 5-5, just because of a regression back to the mean. The Giants next year, with a little bit better coaching, can win 10 games just with a little positive regression. I mean, Jaxson Dart is more fun to watch than anything I've seen since prime Eli Manning. You have to give the team more credit. I get the 2-9. I get you want to bury us.
No. Hold on. I don't want to bury anybody. The Giants stink. I'm not losing the games. The Giants are. I'm not making their record up. I didn't lose to the Saints. I didn't lose to the Saints. The Giants did. I'm not blowing the leads. Their defense did. What about that big bad defense? How's the big bad Giants defense with all those studs on defense? How'd they been?
I agree with you, but KT's not playing the right spots on a consistent basis. Carter's not playing the right spots on a consistent basis. The secondary needs a lot of help.
Joe, you're clearly locked in the NFL. Give me the 5 worst teams in the NFL in your opinion.
Jets, Titans, Saints who beat us, I agree. Turn the ball over 5 times. I'm calling it a fluke, okay?
Yeah.
I can't.
Convenient fluke. Yeah.
You got 2 more.
Convenient fluke. You're right. I'm not putting the Giants there. You're right. I can't think of 2 teams like quickly off the top of my head.
Browns, Raiders.
Browns, yeah, good. Browns, Raiders, good. I like that. Easily worse than the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, with an average offseason and a competent head coach, this team is winning 9+ games next year. I got to be honest, down the stretch, you look at our schedule after the bye, we're going to win 5 games this year. I'm telling you. So I wouldn't overreact too much yet. Kafka's got a chance to build his resume in those last 4 games after the bye. These next 2, tough opponents, 3 out of 4 home games after the bye. I think that this team is closer than you think it is. I get the record. I get the blown games. I'm putting it all on the coaching and less on the talent. That's what
Talk about big blue blinders on for Joe and Weehawken, and thank you for the call. Now, I'm not disputing, BT, that it can't change significantly in a year to the point of 9 wins. Okay, even that to me is not good enough for year 4. It's going to be year 5 of Joe Shane. 9 wins is something you're going to hold your hat on? Like, whoa, we did it. We did. I'm not sure how you can watch this and think that it's close just with a competent head coach. I don't think Dable was that bad. He deserved to get fired. I don't think some coach is going to come in and wave the magic wand or big blue pixie dust, and all of a sudden the Giants are going to be far better than everybody else. The way the NFL is set up, yeah, you should be more competitive next year. I heard the same thing. Joe Weehawken was probably saying the same thing coming into this year, that the Giants are going to be good. Then why are they 2-9? And why are they one of the worst teams definitively in the league? I don't know what's going to happen next year. Nobody does. But right now, they are definitively one of the worst teams in the NFL.
I would bet on them to come back next year better. But you got to prove it. They haven't earned the benefit of the doubt. I don't know who they're going to hire either. So, I mean, I wouldn't bet much at this point. But I think I believe in their talent a little bit more than you do. But what does it mean?
Well,
you are 2-9 at this point. Excuse me. The other thing that we talked about the Tennessee Titans, like even the Raiders, even the Jets. I mean, the Jets could have beat the Steelers week 1. They could have beat the Tampa Bay Bucks on the block punt. I mean, all these things they could have done. They didn't do them. But the Titans, they lost by 1 score at Denver. And the Titans, I think the Titans really are the worst team in football. But they lost by 1 score at Denver. They lost by 1 score to the Chargers. They lost by 3 points the last game against the Texans, who are this resurgent outfit at this point. So I would say this. There's 2 types of, this is why I feel more favorably about the Giants next year than not. There's bad situations with quarterbacks, and there's bad situations without them. It might take Tennessee another 10 years to get out of that hellhole, whatever they created with Cam Ward and that dopiness. I would bet on Cam Ward being the real deal more than not. Pardon me, Jaxson Dart. Thank you. Yeah. Cam Ward's a scrub. Yeah. So when he's a stiff. So when you have somebody like Dart, much like with the Pats with Drake May, now you're throwing the upgraded coaching, a little draft pick here, neighbors coming back, scattergoo. Like, there are visible signs for me to feel good about the Giants next year. Joe, I hear you. I'm not all the way with you, but I hear you.
Since 2013 season. So I'm just going to give you the total wins. Since the 2013 season, 7, 6, 6, 11. McAdoofus. 3, 5, 4, 6, 4, 9. Brian Dable, Coach of the Year. 6, 3, 2. So I'm sorry if you don't know who the general manager is going to be. You don't know who the head coach is going to be. There's an unfortunately uncertain situation going on with the health of the owner. I can't just sit here and confidently say Giants are going to win 9 games next year. And even then, is that really good enough?
Well, I mean, probably not. I mean, it depends. I'd have to see the losses and I'd have to see the wins. So, but no, I think it's more just the benchmark.
Yeah, I do. Overall.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Probably not at that point. But here's the thing. I'm going to give you some numbers as well. 7, 8, 4, 4. Those are some of the recent records win totals of the Patriots, which goes in line with if you have the quarterback.
Years.
I know.
I'm giving you 12 seasons.
I know, but I can't take 2013 and apply to 2025. Otherwise, we would do that with the Knicks. Like, you eventually you break out of the bad stuff.
How about just go by the last 3 years?
Yes. Well,
what if Joe Shane's back?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If I don't think he'll be back.
And then what if he's not? Then it's a new GM in play. You know what I mean? Sometimes those things take time.
Hey, Sal, there's a lot of variables. That's why I think the Giants need a big boy in there, like a McCarthy, somebody who's done it. I don't know that they'll do that. I think that they're probably more inclined to do that this cycle than previous ones with McAdoofus, as you call him, and Shermer and all the other coaches, right? Judge. I think it's going to be different. And if it is with the upgrade in coaching, with a quarterback who I love, I don't think it's nuts to think the Giants can make a big step forward. But that's also trusting the organization to finally do the smart thing, which is something they have not done for a while.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Sumo! World Championship Sumo. The biggest show makes its debut at the historic Westchester County Center on January 30th. Witness World Championship Sumo live at the County Center in White Plains for a fun Friday night for family and friends. Celebrate the world's oldest sport. Sumo makes the biggest holiday gift. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. World Championship Sumo returns to New York January 30th at the Westchester County Center.
Who would have the best chance at the Fan to jump in the sumo circle and put up a representative effort here? Anybody jump out?
Zoo?
That's a good call. Zoo would be pretty good.
Pretty strong.
Yeah,
Not just big, but he's pretty strong.
He is. Hoff is
Hoff's got to be
pretty
in
strong.
there.
Hoff will be in the mix there. I think that's probably where the list ends. Sumo? That's a different
C-Mac?
girth. Oh, I forgot about C-Mac.
Yeah.
Maybe C-Mac.
How can we forget about C-Mac?
Those are the top three right there.
C-Mac and Zoo be a nice sumo battle.
Ooh, where's your money going?
Probably Zoo.
Me too. He played a lot of football.
He could get nasty with him.
There you go. The Hess Truck's back, guys. Better than ever. That's right. It's that time of year again. Time for the Hess Toy Trucks. This year's edition features 2 racers, one amazing holiday gift. It's the 2025 stock car, and they are loaded with action-packed features, including 67 animated lights. I mean, when I got a Hess Truck as a kid, not to diss the Hess Truck that I got as a kid, but it was a little different than the Hess Truck the kids get now. These things are souped up. They're sick. Realistic sounds, a pullback motor, all the lights, really good. My son loves it, and he's not really a big toy kid. Anyway, available exclusively at HessToyTruck.com for $49.99 with free standard shipping and batteries included. These trucks are going to sell out. They do every year. Don't wait. Visit HessToyTruck.com and get yours today. Odyssey Sports Minute right now brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. Make the right choice. Don't drive impaired.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Now, I have 4 marquee matchups circled on Sunday's slate, starting with Minnesota at Green Bay. The Packers are currently a wild card, but Detroit is breathing down their necks. And in the holiday spirit of sharing, here are my 3 upset specials. I like Pittsburgh over Chicago, Philadelphia over Dallas, and Indianapolis over Kansas City at Arrowhead. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
What? So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's never too early for Lowe's Black Friday deals. Snag some of our biggest savings of the season right now, like 25% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees. And get yourself free select DeWalt, Cobalt, or Craftsman tools when you buy a select battery or combo kit before the Black Friday rush. Because everyone loves free stuff, right? Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive? Think again. This season, bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store for a better deal. Then use those unwanted bills to wrap up goodbye gifts to AT&T or cut them into snowflakes to celebrate your switch from T-Mobile. 'Tis the season to save at Verizon. Just bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score. Report dated 1/8/2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Having the right winter tire matters. So take control of the roads this winter with a new set of Bridgestone Blizzak tires from Town Fair Tire. Town Fair has the region's largest inventory of Bridgestone tires, all at the guaranteed lowest prices you'll find anywhere. And with 100 locations, you'll find a Town Fair near you. For the guaranteed lowest price on Bridgestone Blizzak tires and the most free services for life, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Tap Room is your casual gathering place for real food, craft beverages, and every New York game. With 9 Long Island locations, including their newest at Station Yards in Ronkonkoma. It's where you meet friends, make new ones, and never miss the action. Football, hockey, or basketball. Enjoy Sunday game day drink specials, wing night Thursdays, and kids eat free Tuesdays. Tap Room, real food, craft beer, and great company. Find your spot at taproomofny.com.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone too for my Aunt Rosa. Forget that Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible board-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge credits ended. Balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At the 5-yard line, handoff Breece Hall. Finds a crease, runs left. He's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown. Jets fans, clear the runway and be at MetLife Stadium for Week 13 as your New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday, November 30th at 1 p.m., presented by New Jersey Lottery. Join us as we celebrate First Responders Day. Don't miss your chance to be at the game. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Tal back on the field. Let's get some calls in here. BT 888-808-1019. We're talking some Giants football to start. We're working the baseball as well next hour. We'll have Nick Costos later on. Perfect parlay pick segment, week 12. Peter is in Vernon, New Jersey. What's up, Peter?
Hey, guys. I was just thinking about Mike Kafka. I mean, the one thing about the Giants this year is their offense is better. We actually score points. You know, when's the last time in the last couple of years, 4 years, we scored 30 points in a game?
It's so much better. It's much better, Pete.
Agreed.
Agreed. And now Mike Kafka, being the offensive coordinator, I'm going to give him some credit for that, you know, because he was in charge of them. You know, let's face it, our special teams, we can't kick a field goal. The defense only plays 3 quarters. So this team is not – they're 2-9, I agree. But if we put a defense together, get somebody to kick a field goal, we'll probably win a lot more games. And I got to give Kafka some credit for that.
I don't know about Kafka. I mean, the offense is scoring points with Dable here as well, and thank you for the call, Peter. I mean, I like the fact that they were running the football last week more so than they did with Brian Dable, just the straight runs. I'm not talking about quarterback runs. I'm talking about running the football. I would expect to see that. That's what I'm excited to see. Jaxson Dart back and how Kafka handles the run game. I think you're going to see a lot more handoffs from Jaxson Dart to his running backs and a lot more throws from Jaxson Dart as opposed to just using his legs for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, but the only thing that I would say, like, think about all the coordinators for both of these teams that we've gotten on over the years where their side of the ball doesn't do anything well, anything productive, anything consistent, and we crush them. Well, the Giants' offense has really been pretty good this year, so we can't just gloss over the job that Kafka's done, even though obviously Dable is an offensive guy. When he was here, as the head coach, he's going to get some credit. Like, it's got to work both ways. When you're the coordinator and you're not good, you get blasted. And when you're the coordinator and your unit does their job, you got to get praised.
I know, but Kafka was here for a long time with the Giants offense and how'd it go?
Didn't have a quarterback. Finally got one. Look what happens. Everybody around the league knows that.
Yeah, okay, but then anybody could be a good offensive coordinator with a good quarterback. I want to see the coordinators who could take a quarterback that's not very good and figure it out. See, Kafka, to me, gets more credit last week because he did it with Jameis, not Jaxson Dart. He did it with the run game primarily, and he had Jameis Winston, who's a career backup quarterback. No Jaxson Dart. So let's see what they can do now. As far I'm not talking about lighting the league on fire here, scoring points. I'm talking about the Giants haven't had a competent offense for years until this season, and that's what gets you excited. And it was even with Russell Wilson in Week 2 against the Cowboys. I know Russell Wilson went sideways, the rest of the way, but they were at least scoring more points this year, much more consistently than anything we've seen prior.
Let me throw this at you here. All right, this is a name that has not really been thrown around for the Giants. All right, and before I give you the name. 10-6, 13-3, 11-6, 13-3, 11-6, 13-4. This gentleman has coached 14 playoff games. Now, maybe to the chagrin of some, he's only won 7. So, 500% winning percentage, 65% winning percentage in the regular season, which is very, very good. I mean, you think the Bills are going in the right direction? The answer is no. I think there's a good chance they fire him.
I'll tell you this. If Shane's still here, I think it's even more likely that the Giants would hire McDermott. Remember, Shane from Buffalo.
Would you view that as a good move for the Giants? I would. I'm not saying it's a home run, but it's a stand-up double. I mean, it's in the gap, man. It's not a blue base hit. This guy's coached a lot of games.
Yeah, do you want to get on base or you don't want to score?
Well, I mean, maybe if the Bills GM did a better job and had a defense, maybe it would score.
I know.
Their defense stinks.
Well, they're always hurt, too. I know where you're at, and I get that. And I think a lot of Giant fans are there saying, we just need somebody to raise the floor here. Bottom out shouldn't be, high risk, high reward. Well, this young coordinator, offensive mind or defensive, they could be great, or they could suck like the 15 other guys before him. And if you hire somebody like McDermott or McCarthy, you kind of know the floor is going to be much, much better than anything we've had. And then if they can't get over the hump, McCarthy or McDermott in this particular case, then you could make the decision to go from there to the definitive. Like, what are the Bills going to do if they fire McDermott?
I don't know who they're going to hire. It's a great question. But, I think there's a good chance he's going to be gone. There was talk last year. Bills fans are tired of him.
Now, if you were them, what would you do?
This is a cop-out answer. I mean, I'm not in the building, but I'll give you an answer.
You did it with Tibbs.
Yeah, I know. That's true. I was kind of going there. For me, there's a point where once I just kind of see the same thing too much, I got to say that's probably my answer. I would probably move on from McDermott.
Yeah,
I think
unless
they just completely reverse this, but dude, they're
going backwards.
They're going
now.
the wrong way.
They're going backwards now. We thought this last year. Now we're seeing it. They're clearly regressing. So the fear is, okay, do you run it back again and hope that they overcome this? Or is it just, you know what? We gave it everything we had. That's it. It's time for a new voice, a new leader that maybe, hopefully, can get us over the hump.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, unlike the Giants and some other teams who have been bad for a long time, it's easier to justify hiring a coordinator that it's an internal elevation because you've already got the veteran head coach who's won almost 100 games and has a 65% winning.
You're not going that route again.
I mean, not that you wouldn't 100%, but you don't have to. Whereas I just feel like the Giants have to hire somebody who's done it.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Frank is calling from Syosset. What's up, Frank?
Sal, BT, an early happy Thanksgiving to you and your families.
You too.
Frankie?
Yeah, listen, BT, Sal, I couldn't agree with you more. Last week's game, the Packers, I wasn't really interested in what the offense was going to do because we know that the offense has improved. They're putting points on the board. I was looking more for an improvement on the defensive end. And if you noticed last week, Sal, the Packers were swinging out to the right. They were doing short out routes to the right sideline. And who was on the left side of the defensive side of the ball? Abdul Carter, Bobby Okereke, Deontay Banks. What has happened to Deontay Okereke this year? And then they'd run the ball up the middle, and the defensive front couldn't get off the block.
Yeah, I think Okereke's had a bad year. I was watching one clip. I don't know if it came from Baldy or I think it was Baldy, and thank you for the call, Frank. And you see Dexter Lawrence. It might have been one of the Giants podcast guys. I'm not sure if it's Marash's guy or Bobby Skinner. Anyway, I saw somebody showing a highlight where it was a run from the Packers where they were triple teaming Dexter Lawrence on the triple team.
Okay.
Which you would think would free up Bobby Okereke or somebody to make a play.
It's a numbers game at that point.
And
you should win.
He got caught up in the group behind Dexter Lawrence, not making a play. The running back runs free, and I think he scored the touchdown. I forget, but it was odd. Yeah, you see Dexter getting triple teamed, and Okereke didn't make a play. It just look. I'm not breaking down the film, but we have Baldy on every week. He is doing it. Giants defense. I don't care how you slice it. It's been nowhere near good enough at all.
No, it's not. They need a stud linebacker. They need a stud corner. They need a better safety. And they need one more offensive weapon. That's a lot. BT. But if you could get that, you can make a big jump.
Sorry, BT.
That's
BT and Sal on the Fan. More your calls when we come back. We'll work baseball into the conversation next hour as well.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
For this game, at the very least, show us, and more importantly, show this ownership group that there is no way you can keep this general manager. It's going to make the next head coaching search more difficult, and he doesn't deserve it, plain and simple.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
FanDuel Friday is turning it up with NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern, FanDuel's dropping limited time specials to get you in the zone. Boosts, bonuses, surprises, all designed to bring that Friday energy. This isn't just another promo, it's your weekly pregame. NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/Evan to grab your reward before the clock expires. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid fast. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Embrace the spirit of the season during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration and make dreams come true at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. With over 500 vehicles to choose from, you'll find the perfect holiday gift for the one you love. Celebrate the season in true luxury at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Are you fans? It's football season, so make sure you catch all of the Scarlet Knights gridiron action this season on WFAN. Scarlet Knights football is presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together.
Hey, nice job, Pete. I like those clean lines. Fellas, do we have anyone that can get to Greenport today?
At Corey's Landscaping, the staffing plan is in the weeds.
Anthony, we need that leaf blower over here. 3 more new customer requests just came in. Who wants to work some overtime?
He needs to dig up quality landscapers and fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Target brings more taste, more flavor, and more deals to your Thanksgiving table. Save big on affordable holiday crowd pleasers, like select elevated sides and appetizers from Good & Gather for only $4.99. Favorite day pies for a sweet finishing touch, also just $4.99. And don't forget, great tasting turkey for only 79 cents a pound. So many cravings, so many ways to save. Step into the holidays and elevate your Thanksgiving today. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills. Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
We love talking about the Knicks and Nets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report is brought to you by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Week 12 of the NFL opened last night with the Texans beating the Bills 23-19. Davis Mills, a couple of touchdown passes as Houston won their third straight. Josh Allen was sacked 8 times in the loss. The Jets are in Baltimore Sunday to play the Ravens. Giants and Lions from Detroit, both of those games at 1 p.m. NBA tonight, the Nets are in Boston on the Fan 101.9 FM. College basketball, Rutgers takes on Central Connecticut State on the Fan 660 AM at 6:30 p.m. The Rangers fell at Colorado 6-3. The Avalanche scored 4 times in the third, including a couple of empty netters. Head coach Mike Sullivan.
Well, I didn't think, I thought we got outplayed in the second period. I thought we were opportunistic, finding ways to stay in the game. That's probably, it's definitely the best team that we've played all year. And they might be the best team in the league right now with their, how explosive they are.
JT Miller, 2 goals in the loss. The Islanders shut out the Red Wings 5-0. 29 saves for Ilya Sorokin. The Devils lost to the Panthers 1-0. This report brought to you by Paramus Chevrolet and by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody. Current temperature brought to you by Motion Sports Medicine. Living in New York is not a spectator sport. Don't let pain keep you on the sidelines. Get back to what moves you with Motion's expert physical therapist. Most insurance is accepted. Schedule an appointment at motionptg.com today. 48 Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN. Now streaming our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT, it's out back on the Fan. I just called Jerry a dirty word, and I was hoping your mic wasn't on that.
Ooh,
Pick that up.
What'd you say?
Well, well, I can't even say it on the air, really, but Jerry used to say something to me when we'd see each other, so now whenever I say hello to him.
Sounds like a good friendship. You guys diss each other.
He goes, and then we, Happy Thanksgiving, bleeper, and there we go.
Well, you were saying, hold on, let's stay beyond the curtain for a second before we get some baseball stuff, and obviously back to the football stuff with the Giants. So, and that's cool. I love stories like this. For those who don't know, you and Jerry used to do Columbia football, Ivy stuff back in the day.
10 years, yeah.
Right?
And now would be the last game, because Ivy League only has 10 games in their season. The last weekend would be this weekend coming up right before Thanksgiving. So it was always a fun tradition. And the last game of the year, I think it used to be against Brown. So it was either, they would rotate each year, either in Providence at Brown or here against Columbia.
Small crowds up there for sure.
Well, and at the end of the season, usually a winless season for Columbia. Who knows about Brown? Now they switch it to where I think it's Cornell's the last game of the year, even further trip. But we were talking about that and going there with the rinky-dink booths in the Ivy League and the old stadiums. That was fun and historic.
Of course.
But we were doing games then. Jerry with me in that venue, driving 4.5 hours, 5 hours, freezing cold to get there. And now he's doing games in Kansas City, doing Chiefs Colts.
That's awesome. And Dallas.
And I'm still here. For now.
Stop. Going to Arrowhead. That's awesome. I'm very, very happy for Jerry. One of the great guys here and one of the great guys in the business.
BT and Sal Show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. We'll keep it going with the Giant calls here. Working baseball. When we come back at like 11:20 or so, we'll start to get into that. Whether it's Cashman from last night, Ottavino had some. I couldn't believe how open Ottavino. That's my guy over there. Ottavino. I was working with him a little bit at SNY. Hey, where was that kid in this on Baseball Night in New York? We weren't really getting it, so we could get into some of those comments as well. But back to the Giants here. Bruce is calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Bruce?
How you doing today, guys? I got a comment and a quick coaching question for you.
Go for it.
First of all, I think that unless Kafka gets really spectacular results, like a win in Detroit, a win in New England, he's going to have a really uphill battle becoming the Giants' head coach, because most people are going to say he's too associated with Dable. Most people are going to think, they're going with the same old crap,
But what would you do?
I do. Yes, I do.
No, I'm saying, I'm asking you, Bruce. I'm sorry. What would you do? Would you give him a legit run, or would you want to clean house totally?
I would want to clean house totally. That's my question for you. I can live with Mike McCarthy as head coach, but what about going with a young West Coast coach like a Kubiak or a Shula, or someone like that?
Shula's defense out there with McVay. You got to go offense, no?
But I would go with a defensive-minded coach. The Giants could use a defensive boost.
Can I ask you something? If you're going to go, and thank you for the call, Bruce, if you're going to go defense, why wouldn't you just go Flores? If you're going to go defensive coordinator route. Now, I'm taking McDermott out of it. I'm talking about like the young.
Yeah.
Flores has experience.
Lawsuit. That's the short answer.
All right, but
there's a lot to resolve. And if you could do that, he should be interviewed.
You're telling me,
I think he's terrific. I like Flores.
If your life was on the line and you had to make sure that you hit or whatever, right? You know,
I got you.
You had to make sure that you hit, not just for a game, but as the right head coach to develop this team up over the next 3 to 4 years. Would you go Chris Shula or Brian Flores?
I would go Flores, but I would go McDermott over Flores. I would go McCarthy over Flores.
Okay, so you're eliminating Shula in that equation.
And I know a lot of people really like Shula.
McVay tree.
I get it.
You know, his last name.
Yeah, I'm not trying to rule them out. I need something a little bit more established at that point. And Flores, is somewhat established. It's a good name. I'm not saying it's not.
And he at least has
really
experience in doing the job as a head coach. I don't believe that the failures there were on him. I believe it was the crappy Miami Dolphin organization.
Yeah, look at them now. They're still a mess.
Point is that if I were going to go that route, I would go Flores over Shula. But I certainly understand going offensive coordinator. And if you're going to go that route, then why not give a strong consideration to Kafka? Just because I wouldn't do it, or maybe our last caller wouldn't do it, doesn't mean that the Giants shouldn't be at least open to it. If you see some good things here with Kafka, from me, somebody who didn't want any part of Kafka just because I want a totally clean house, he's at least shown me a couple of positive things already in his first couple of weeks here that I like.
Yeah, and listen, it was, I didn't really know how he would do, but I remember saying that I think he's going to get a pretty long look here. I think they're going to give him a chance at least to win the job, where, like, you knew when Albrecht came in for Robert Saleh, it's like, all right, when is this thing over? There's no chance he's going to get the job. But I think
he's the one guy that made it worse than Saleh.
A lot worse, actually. Think about that. No, but I do think that he's going to get some real consideration. And the other thing, too, is I don't know how it's going to finish in Green Bay. I mean, Matt LaFleur, suddenly, is he as safe as we thought? I don't think that Zach Taylor, for me or for others, is quite as maybe revered as maybe some others like a McDermott or some other coaches who might be let go. But I think there's going to be some other established names who are fired. Now, I wouldn't want Pete Carroll. I know I would at least have a conversation myself with Stefanski. We talked about that last week. Would you even talk to him if he's fired?
I talked
by
to
the
him.
Browns?
I would talk to, first of all, before you make those decisions, right? And the Giants could have their list, and Jay Glazer reported about it a week ago. You don't know who's going to be out there, to your point. So if LaFleur's out there, I don't care how good Kafka is. If you're going to go that route, why wouldn't you hire LaFleur? If McDermott's out there or Stefanski, you at least talk to all these guys. I would want somebody. My main criteria would be somebody with head coaching experience before. I would not want to hire another first time.
It's almost like it's a deal breaker if it's not. You just have to try that. They need stability. And the other thing, too, is like, even if the Bills don't fire McDermott, think about this, or you wouldn't trade for Zach Taylor, but the Packers don't fire LaFleur, but they're kind of at the point where they can go either way, but they decide not to fire, maybe you entice them with a trade.
Zach Taylor is an interesting name. Let's suspend reality for a second, even if it's not realistic. Think about this. It just shows you that it's faulty logic when we talk about this stuff with, well, maybe Kafka could be the guy or some offensive coordinator. The unknown is always going to be more appealing than the known of Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor has done now I don't think he's a great head coach either, but he coached the Bengals to a Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow, he knows what it takes. He's been there before. He's worked with one of the best quarterbacks in the game. You can't tell me that if you compare side by side Kafka to Zach Taylor, that you'd rather have Kafka, but a lot of people probably would because of the unknown. And it's not even just Kafka. Pick an offensive coordinator from some other team.
Yeah,
I don't know, Zach Taylor. What? Getting to the Super Bowl is not good enough for you. I'm sorry. But this and but that. But he did it. But he did it. The other guy didn't. So the unknown is always more appealing than the known, especially if the known didn't achieve the highest of degrees, meaning winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because it's a risk that I don't think the Giants could take at this point. Like the unknown of even Kafka to an extent, or some of these other, Shula, the other names we've thrown out as coordinators, the unknown. I think there's times where the unknown is really appealing and galvanizing. Like, I got a good feel about this guy, but the Giants can't roll the dice there. The other, I don't think that they will. The other thing about Zach Taylor, he's pretty young. He's only 42. Yeah. It's a young guy.
You have his record up there?
I got it all up. Yeah,
give me his.
Dude, I didn't realize he was 36 when he got that first job. So he goes
36. That's
head coach. Wow, 36. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit older than that. So 2-14 first, but they were a train wreck before that. 2-14. Up to 4-11, up to 10-7,
love it.
Up to 12-4.
Love it. That's how you build.
Bing, bing, bing. Then you get
bing, boom.
Yeah. Bada bing.
Yeah. Dink, dunk. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
And then you get, now you get a little regression. 9, and this year's been a mess. But the defense really is deplorably bad. That's not really his fault. Yeah, he's a guy that I don't know that he's a home run, but let me ask you this. Taylor McCarthy.
6-16, Rami says, without Burrow. Taylor, but still, I mean, Burrow's there. He's a part of it. I just value the experience and having some success and some failures. That's all part of it. Every head coach ever is going to be better with a good quarterback than without. It's not a knock on the head coach if he has more success with a good quarterback. That's not a knock to me.
I think that's the reality.
Yeah. Well,
that's the reality, except McCarthy, and he's checking this out. I forget the exact numbers here, but McCarthy won games without Dak Prescott. One of the reasons I like him. I mean, it's one thing to win with Rodgers.
He didn't win without Aaron Rodgers, if memory serves correct, when Rodgers went down in Green Bay.
I get that, but I'm saying once Dak Prescott got hurt, was it Cooper Rush, right? Cooper Rush stepped in. I'm not saying he won, 90% of the games, but they didn't drown.
McCarthy's he's a good, solid head coach. Go ahead, Rami. You got something?
9-8.
Okay.
Without Dak.
I mean,
can you one more, Rami? We're putting you to work today here. Can you look up McCarthy in Green Bay without Rodgers? Because I know Rodgers got hurt at least one of those years.
He separated his shoulder. He got flung in the turn. Now, who stepped in for him? That was pre-Jordan Love. Was that who the hell was the backup at that point?
I forget. I'll know when you tell me it, but I forget.
Me too.
Anyway, BT and Sal on the Fan. Andre calling from Totowa, New Jersey. What's up, Andre?
Hey, what's up, guys? Big fan of the show. I listen all the time. Nice. BT, actually, I met you in church last night.
Oh, it's my guy. Yeah, Andre, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah. You sat in front of me, and I was like, is this Brandon Tierney? And I'm like, it's got to be. So I went to the end of service.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool experience seeing him there.
It was cool. I appreciate you coming up and saying hi. That meant a lot. Thank you, man. Very good. What's going on, bud? You said you were going to call. Let's hit it.
With this Giants team, right, this head coaching job, in my opinion, has to be one of the most appealing out there in years with, young franchise quarterback and Dart. You have the left tackle, great running back, Malik Neighbors. And Theo Johnson even has looked promising and looks like he's developing, in my opinion. And then not to mention the front seven is stacked. So we're probably going to have a top pick. Do we go get a guy like Jordan Tyson to go opposite Neighbors out of Arizona State?
Stud.
Caleb Downs from Ohio State's outstanding.
Stud.
DB. Help out the secondary. Has been brutal. Right, or do you trade the pick, get more draft capital? I just wanted your guys' opinion on that.
Oh, man. We'll flush through. Andre, really good meeting you. Thanks for the call there, buddy. I would have to see, there's a couple of variables which kind of prevents me from definitively answering that now. Number one, how did the tight ends look the rest of the year? I mean, that's maybe not the main qualifier, but I'd like to see how that, because you're right, Theo has looked good. I'd like to see exactly where the Giants are picking. I'd like to see, how healthy Dart is the rest. And if the offensive line holds up, like if the Giants are picking 3rd, 4th, or 5th, you're not going quarterback. You could go receiver. You could go defense, but you could also go offensive line. So they're going to have, and you could also trade out. Now, you could trade out with the Jets. Jets need a quarterback. I don't think it's beyond the realm of possibility that the Jets and the Giants make a trade if there's a situation that would enable the Jets to get their quarterback. So, Andre, in a long-winded way, I think there's a lot of things at play is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's way too early for me. I'm more concerned about who's going to be making the pick as opposed to who they will be picking at this particular point. We're ways away from that. But yet again, we're going to have the Jets and Giants, picking atop the draft far too often, which we shouldn't really be having.
It's like our football holiday. All right, so question for you. Yeah. So I want to get your opinion on this. So as you know, I went to Catholic school my entire life.
Yeah.
1 through 8.
I didn't want to get into
That's
it.
All
but
good. No, absolutely.
What is it? A Thursday night? I didn't even know church was open on Thursdays. I thought it was Sundays and that's it.
Until my wife dragged me there. No. So first, 1 through 8 Catholic school. I'm a product of the Catholic school. You know that. High school, Jesuit, Catholic, all boys. And, did I love going to church when I was young? No, of course not. I went to see the girls. Half the time I was in my uniform because I was going to a basketball game or a baseball game after it. But I definitely have taken away good things from church. Now, as I got older, I got away from it. I did, admittedly. So, and my wife, Dallas girl, Texas, faith is strong out there, which I love. We're not going on Sundays. There's too many games, and I've got to work. So she presented this. She's like, hey, there's this church in this area. What do you think? Give it a shot. And it started as date night. She's like, we can maybe go get sushi, you and I.
No kids, just you and her?
Well, it started that way because, Colt was at football. Yeah. My daughter was at soccer. And, so I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Not the date night that I had in mind. Not the old date nights, but yeah. All right. So, and I honestly, I enjoyed it because I did, because you know why? And I'm not going to get too deep with this, but one of the things that turned me off about what I was exposed to as a kid, it's like the Catholic Church has gotten too formal, too rigid. So where we go now, it's a little loose. They're playing rock music. It's the same message.
Pray for a little Jets win, or
I always pray for that.
Okay.
You know, and the bottom line is I've gotten to a point in my life at my age where I don't take things for granted. I really don't. And I've looked at my father-in-law reading the Bible, and I'm not doing that. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but it has brought him a certain peace that I'm envious of. So if I could get 1/1,000,000th of that by going to church once, and now the kids come with us. Wow. It's awesome.
You're inspiring me here.
Then you got to go.
Well, here's the thing.
You're not
No, I'm not going. It's just not my thing. It's just not for me. I'm not saying I never go.
I got you.
But generally, it's, unfortunately for, like people pass and you have to go do that. That's my wife. If I were to tell her, like, we actually got a day coming up tomorrow. Wicked 2. I'm going to see Wicked 2.
Okay.
You
Not
go to
church.
church, I'm going to see Wicked.
Yeah.
Well, what?
I think I'd rather go to church, to be honest with you.
Come on.
Wicked 2.
I'd rather see Wicked than the Jets and Giants this weekend. Are you kidding me? I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be entertained. I've been waiting for this since I saw the movie last winter, the first one.
Was it a 4-hour movie?
I don't care. I hope it is. We got a babysitter and everything. Can't wait. Maybe do a little Costco in the morning, although that's going to be a disaster because Costco
in the morning.
Yeah, Costco on a Saturday before Thanksgiving. I thought about that driving in. I'm like, uh-oh.
That's a rookie move. There's no way you could do that. You gotta
I know.
Go now.
I know we got to be there as soon as
Saturday?
it opens. Maybe I'll go tonight if I could get there in time. I don't know.
You cannot go Saturday.
We have to. I can't go during the week.
Well, let her go.
I know, but got to get water. I've been drinking alkaline water. The bottles. Anyway, so
go ahead.
But if I told my wife, and now I may steal this idea from you and just really take it on the chin here. If I told my wife, if I went home and be like, hey, you know what? Next week, why don't we set up a date night? Let's go to church together. She'd be like,
who'd you cheat on me with?
You're probably right.
Yeah.
But she would be like, oh my God.
There you go.
You're opening up the faith and I have to, all that stuff. But she would love it. So maybe I can make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I know that I never even thought of that. I just don't want to go. Like, it's the last thing on earth I would ever want to do.
Dude, I mean, full disclosure, like, if Jen doesn't remind me or bring it up, I'm not saying a word on Thursdays. Yeah, I'm just not.
Sunday, there's no chance.
There's no chance.
But I didn't really know it was over. Like, what time? What time to close?
7, 8?
Okay.
Well, that's why we go on Thursday, because Sunday's just not good for the family. Soccer, football,
it's not
baseball,
24
basketball.
hours?
Not 24 hours.
Well, I'm saying, like, isn't Jesus, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
no. It's a service.
Okay. Like the mass or whatever.
Yeah, it's not even really a mass, more of a service. Listen, you take something from the Bible, they bang out a couple of songs, you feel uplifted, it's packed, and I don't have to go on Sunday, which is huge. Dude, there were years. Well, I
appreciate the idea.
There was a point where I just wasn't getting anything out of church. I'm gonna be totally honest. I was sitting there like a zombie. I'm like listening. I'm like, what time are we out of here? I got to go. This is a little different. That's not for everybody. I get it. I'm enjoying it.
I appreciate the thought, the idea. BT and Sal on the Fan.
All right.
You get to read there or what?
Got it. Yes, brought to you by the Bible. All right, so hey, this winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology and optic. Arrive confidently with a sophisticated styling of Lyric, and let's face it, they all look good, they all ride great, and Cadillacs, I've been in one for over 10 years. You've been in one as well. Just phenomenal stuff. Cadillacs rocks out.
Yeah, they do. You can take it to church as well. Discover the comfort of the spacious 3-row Vistic. Experience EV luxury like never before at the Season's Best Sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer. The BT and Sal Show presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants.
The Scarlet Knights strike first.
The Scarlet Knights head to Ohio to take on the defending champion and current #1 team in the nation, the Buckeyes. High noon tomorrow.
Goes up top and pulls it down for the Rutgers touchdown right at the goal line.
Rutgers football, powered by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together. And the Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
Together, let's drive a Paramus Chevrolet. For $447 a month and $2164 due at delivery, lease a brand new Traverse 4D Wagon LT with front-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Like most car buyers, you want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Get an impressive offer on a new Mazda CX-5 starting at $28,319 during the More to Move You sales event. Over 1,000 new Mazda vehicles to choose from. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get the most for your money at Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet. That's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.